Today's class is specifically targeted around yoga for running. So those runners out there, we all know that breathing is a big part of helping us through the run. And I remember when I trained for my first half marathon, I'm pretty sure that the majority of my yoga practice was so helpful in building strength around my core, as well as supporting my breath work throughout my entire training duration. We're going to be looking at some postures that are going to be crucial in supporting the lengthening of your hamstrings and your hip mobility. So I hope you enjoy the practice. Let's meet on the mat, everyone.
Find yourself in a comfortable seated position and start to tune in to that natural breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. If thoughts start to drift into the mind, don't worry, just let them come like passing clouds. And just gently draw the awareness back to your breath. We will now take a moment to carve out an intention or the practice of sankalpa. As you join the hands to the center of heart, we take a moment to offer our practice towards something bigger than just for oneself. Releasing the hands, let's come to standing, everyone. Take your feet hip width apart and place your hands just underneath your knees if possible. Keep your hamstrings straight, stick the bum back, and just enjoy this gentle stretch of the hamstrings. Now if you'd like, you can reach the arms forwards. It's going to feel a little bit more intense because you're going to have to use your core and your lower back muscles to support you. And then whenever you feel ready, place your hands down on the floor if you can reach. Take your two peace fingers, so index and middle finger, wrap them around the big toe and start to draw the chest down towards your thighs. Normally, bending and extending the knees is a really great way to start to get used to the habit of resting your chest down on your thighs. So when you bend the knees, it gives you that opportunity to sink down a little deeper. Rise up onto the fingertips, exhale, hands to the hips, and rise all the way to the top. You're going to step the right foot forwards and your left foot out to face the side of the mat. Reach the right hand forwards and lower hand down to shin, ankle, or floor. Looking up to your left hand, we are now entering Trikonasana, which is our triangle pose. If you notice your right knee starting to bend, this probably means you should come up a little higher. Draw the left shoulder back and explore this beautiful length through the side body. Look down and rise up. Step the left foot forward slightly so the hips are now square. Grab elbow to elbow behind your back, or if you prefer, reverse the prayer. Make sure the heels of the hands are touching. And then gently draw the chest down across the right leg. Again, keeping that front hamstring straight. And keeping an eye on your hips and your shoulders so that they are equal on both sides. And you're not leaning to one side. And let's lift back up. Good work, everyone. Let's swap across. So left foot forwards now and right foot back. Trikonasana on the left side. Reaching left hand forwards and lower the hand down wherever it reaches. The front heel of your left foot, if there was an invisible line, it would meet the middle of your back foot. Draw the right shoulder back and keep breathing. Very good, guys. Now look down and lift yourself back up. We're going to step that right foot in slightly so the hips are square. Reverse prayer or elbow to elbow. On the inhale breath, lengthen your spine, and then gently fold the chest forwards across that leg. This is essentially a version of a pyramid pose. Great way to lengthen through your hamstrings after a long run, even a short run. It's just really good to stretch out your muscles. Great work, everyone. Lift yourself up and make your way into downward facing dog. So we're going to spread our hands shoulder width apart, and your feet are hip distance apart here. And take the time to pedal out your feet. Do what you need to do. Slowing down that breath. Just feel this beautiful length through the armpits, the spine, as well as your lower limbs. Bring the right foot forwards outside of the right hand, Uttan Prishtasana, lizard pose. Rock forwards and backwards. Imagine yourself to embody the shape of a lizard. And then if you'd like, you can lower the bottom knee down to the mat and just focus on this deep hip opening. Tuck the back toes, and we're going to slide the right knee in for a pigeon pose. If you need to sit on a block, make sure you come and sit up on something. And then depending on the rotation of the hip joint, you may wish to bring your shin parallel to the front mat. If it already feels like you're getting a good stretch with your heel close to your hip, then just stay as you are. Pigeon pose is such a great way to open through your glutes, big muscle that we use when we're running. And then exit the pose, slowly transition into a downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. And left foot now comes forwards to lizard pose as you shift the weight backwards and forwards. You can stay high or maybe lower the back knee down. Sink into that hip. Get a nice stretch for your quad. Great work, everyone. Let's tuck the back toes and slide that left foot in. Take a moment to observe your back knee. If it's out at an angle, try and keep that leg straight. And then fold your chest or the forehead down to the earth and settle, relax in your pigeon pose. Break the pose as you lift yourself up and find yourself in a seated position. We're going to bring the shins parallel to the mat here. Hands behind you, just lift the chest and look up. You should already start to feel a nice stretch around the glutes. If you don't feel much, then maybe you need to come forwards a little bit. But remember, your shins are parallel as much as possible. And then that way you're really going to get into the glutes. One more centered breath here, and we're going to lift up, swap across, come to the other side, And try and align your shins so that they are parallel. Start by leaning back first. Maybe this may be enough for you. And for those of you who don't feel a stretch, come forwards. Settle here. Enjoy this deep stretch. Let's lift back up, everyone. Beautiful. Now come into a comfortable seat. Drop your right hand down and take a big sweep with the left arm. You can send the gaze up or look down. We're just doing a side body stretch here. Nice to open through the rib cage and the chest. Remember, think about ways that you can create more space to breathe. Swap across to the other side, left hand down, big giant sweep with the right arm. The gaze can be up or down, or maybe you take a few rocks with the neck. Very nice. Gently return back to the center. Now we're going to find ourselves lying on our back. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice little squeeze as you rock from left to right, massaging out the lower back. And then now we come into Shavasana, that deep relaxation for a couple of moments, just so you can give your muscles a chance to recuperate. Lie on your back, palms facing upwards. When you feel ready, bring some light movement back to your wrists, the toes, and the fingers. Hug the knees into the chest or give yourself a full giant stretch and come to lie on the right side. Take a moment here. And when you feel ready, just guide the body back up to a comfortable seated position, Padmasana. Take a moment to check in with the body and notice how it feels after your yoga practice. We end by dedicating all the fruits of our practice together today towards the happiness of all beings as we join the hands to the heart. May we have healthy bodies so that we can be of better service to all beings around us. Hands to the third eye. Let us bow down to the earth. Namaste.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining Nuki and I in today's practice. We hope that you have found it beneficial for you, your mind and your body. Do subscribe to my YouTube channel for weekly yoga classes delivered directly to your inbox. In the meantime, keep a happy mind and a happy heart. Namaste.